Hola amigos, bienvenidos a mi canal, donde aprender español es divertido y fácil. Today we're learning how to say just in Spanish. It's a small word, but super important, muy importante. My name is Mr. Brigs, Señor Brigs. I'm a native speaker of Spanish, but I'm also a fully qualified, certified Spanish teacher. And I invite you to subscribe. I upload videos almost every week. Now, did you know that in Spanish, there are multiple ways to say just? Each one depends on the context. Today, we'll go over the most common ones so you can sound natural when speaking Spanish. ¿Estás listo? Are you ready? Vamos. Section 1. Just is recently. The first meaning of just is when you use it to say something happened recently. It just happened. In Spanish, we use acabar de plus the infinitive. For example, acabo de comer. Acabo de comer. I just ate. O acabamos de llegar. We just arrived. Your turn. How would you say, I just finished my homework? Pause the video and try it. Did you get it? If not, don't panic. We'll get there. You would say, acabo de terminar mi tarea. Easy, right? It comes down to practice. Now, I'll explain this in a simpler way for you to understand what we just discussed. The first meaning of just is when we use it to say that something happened recently, a moment ago. It just happened. In Spanish, we say acabar de plus the infinitive, which is the verb. So to reinforce this, we're going to see some examples, but with different verbs. So if for some reason you did not quite understand, stick around and you will get it. If I say to you, acabo de llamar a mi mamá, I'd be saying, I just called my mom. Or if I say, acabas de escribir un mensaje, I'd be saying to you, you just wrote a message. Your turn. How would you say, I just finished my homework? Did you get it? You would say, acabo de terminar mi tarea. Great job. You say acabo because it's the first person. You're talking about yourself, so the verb ends with an O. Acabo de terminar mi tarea. Acabo de llamar a mamá. Acabo de beber una bebida. Acabo de despertar. I just woke up. Let's break it down step by step in order to make it a bit easier. Let's go over this slowly, despacito, so you can use it correctly. Acabar de is the part that always stays the same, and it means just did something. Then you have the verb, the infinitive. This is the action in its original form, like abrir, which means to open, saltar, which means to jump, escuchar, which means to listen. Now, if this is all new to you, you must be wondering, what's an infinitive? Super easy. An infinitive is the base form of a verb, the way you find it in a dictionary. In English, infinitives start with to, like for example, to dance, to drink, to run. Now in Spanish, infinitives always end in ar, er, or ir. For example, to dance, bailar. Beber means to drink. Correr, to run. Now, more examples with new verbs. Acabo de abrir la puerta. I just opened the door. Acabas de saltar muy alto. You just jumped really high. Acabamos de escuchar una canción. We just listened to a song. Acaban de apagar la luz. They just turned off the light. It's very important to notice the following. So the verb after acabar de stays the same. It doesn't change. The only thing that changes is acabar, depending on who is speaking. For example, if I say I just, then I would say acabo de. You just acabas de. We just acabamos de. More practice. Try this. How do you say, I just closed the window? Acabo de cerrar la ventana. Remember, whenever you're talking about yourself as carrying out an action, you would say acabo de cerrar, de abrir, de correr, and so on. How do you say, we just found the keys? Acabamos de encontrar las llaves. Now you know how to talk about things that just happen in Spanish. Keep practicing and it will become super easy. But anyway, are we ready to move on? Excelente. Section number 2. Just this, only. The second meaning of just is when we use it to say only. In Spanish, we use solo or solamente. For example, I just want a hamburger. Solo quiero, that means I just want, solo quiero a hamburger, una hamburguesa. I only have $5. Solo tengo $5. Solo tengo $5. Now, there's a common mistake alert that I need to make you aware of. Many learners confuse solo with another application. You can say solo or sola when trying to tell somebody that you are alone. But remember, it depends on the context. Solo means only, but solo can also mean alone. It all comes down to the context. As we learn, solo can mean only. For example, solo quiero agua. I only want water. But solo and sola can also mean alone. For example, if you want to say, I'm alone at home, you can say, estoy solo en casa. Or estoy sola en casa, feminine. So when you see solo in a sentence, think about the meaning and the context. If it means only, it's just solo. If it means alone, it matches the gender. Solo for masculine and sola for feminine. But here's an easy trick. If you can replace solo with only in English, it means only. But don't despair. I will be producing a new video discussing this in further details. Now, interactive prompt. How would you say, I just want help? Try it. Correct. Solo quiero ayuda. Muy bien. I just want to learn. Solo quiero aprender. Fantástico. Section 3. Just es fea or exactly. Now let's talk about when just means something is fea or exact. In Spanish, we use justo for fairness. If you wanted to say, this price is fair, you would say, este precio es justo. If you want to say, it's not fair, you would say, no es justo. Justo when meaning exactly. That's another application. You arrived just in time. Llegaste justo a tiempo. Or if you want to say, that's just what I wanted. Eso es justo lo que quería. Interactive prompt. How would you say, that's not fair in Spanish? Correcto. Eso no es justo. You seem to be getting it. Fantastico. Section number 4. Practice time. Mini quiz. Let's do a mini quiz. I'll say a sentence in English, pause the video, and translate it into Spanish. And then check your answer with me. Number 1. Número 1. I just finished the book. Acabo de terminar el libro. Number 2. Número 2. I only have one brother. Solo tengo un hermano. Number 3. Número 3. That's not fair. Eso no es justo. Excelente. Now we're going to do a fun activity. Now, think of a sentence using one of these forms of just and share it in the comments below. I'll read and reply to all your sentences. Excelente trabajo, amigos. Common ways to say just in Spanish. Número 1, acabar de. When you want to say, I just did something recently. Acabar de. Número 2, only. Solo. Or you can also say solamente, though solo is more commonly used. 3, justo, which means fair and exactly. It's just fair. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss more fun Spanish lessons. And remember, practice makes perfect. Nos vemos en el próximo video. And to keep practicing, watch this video in order to learn another important area of Spanish. I'll see you soon, amigos. Take care. Until next time. Ciao, ciao. Adios.